Hi there, my name is Dan, and I was invited onto this channel by Nationwide to make a video about a first-time experience, and I got thinking, what could possibly have taught me more about things like responsibilities and growing up more than work experience? If you don't know what work experience is, basically 16-year-olds in school in the UK have to spend a week doing some kind of random adult job. The point of this is to teach kids about what life might be like after school and hopefully learn some things about real responsibility. Now, you can either fill out a form saying what your interests and skills are, and then the government will try to find an appropriate place for you, or you can suggest where to go yourself, which is basically an excuse for people to go, I'm helping out my dad with his business, aka staying at home doing nothing on the internet all week. I obviously forgot to fill out the form until the morning that it was supposed to be handed in, meaning that there was no staying at home on the internet all day for me, but also that I had suggested no interests or skills for them to find a place that would actually be good for me. So where did I end up working? A leisure centre, basically a place with a swimming pool and a gym and some badminton courts. Not particularly interesting or inspiring, but I guess not the worst place in the world. So first thing on the Monday morning at 6 AM, I made my commute to the leisure centre, and when I arrived, I was given an absolutely gigantic blue sweater that made me look like a tent, and I was ready for my first day of real work in the real world. What exciting possibilities would be waiting for me in the world of leisure and exercise? Shadowing a lifeguard. If you don't know, the term shadowing is basically a fancy way of saying standing next to somebody and doing nothing, just watching what they do and hopefully learning about their job, which I guess if you're following a breakdancing crew or a surgeon, that might be quite interesting. Not so much a lifeguard. For 3 days, I had to stand next to a guy sat on a chair watching people swimming. 3 days of absolutely nothing. And not the good kind of nothing, like, today I did absolutely nothing. We're talking about mind-numbing, soul-draining, complete lack of sensory input. I mean, on the Tuesday morning, I did get to watch the elderly water aerobics class, which was pretty funny, but otherwise, no. Absolutely nothing. By the Thursday morning, I was seriously considering just drowning myself in the pool, if anything, just to have something to do to get that guy to move off his chair, but thankfully, one of the managers came up to me and said, hey, that doesn't look particularly interesting. Why don't we find something else for you to do? Why didn't you think of that in the first place? However, all she said was, why don't you walk around and just see if there's anybody that wants some help? I mean, what? But okay, it was something to do, and that is exactly what I did. My first stop was the gym. The guy told me that he would be busy with some meetings in the morning, so I basically spent 3 hours walking on the treadmill watching SpongeBob, but then he came out, handed me some paper towels, and asked me to wipe the sweat off the seats of the gym equipment. Yeah, no thanks. So I made some kind of terrible excuse and went to the nursery. After all, I'm pretty good with kids. I thought that might be a fun way to spend the afternoon. I told the ladies what I was doing there, and they all seemed to think it was a good idea, as they left to have a smoking break for 3 hours, leaving me completely responsible for 10 children. I was a children. What can I say? I'm pretty good with the sandpit, so I managed to keep those kids entertained, and I went home without any incidents. And thankfully, the next morning was my last. I'd had a pretty weird week. Clearly, nobody knew what to do with me, or why I was even there in the first place. I think mainly because everyone that worked there was just an 18-year-old busy texting their friends all day waiting to go home. But I thought, hey, just one more day, and I'll be able to return to my regular educational hell on Monday morning. Maybe I could just go shadow the lifeguard again. That was pretty uneventful. No. A man comes up to me and says, hey you, are you free? Yes, I wasn't exactly busy. There's a problem with the showers. I think the hot water has stopped working. Can you go check on the people in the showers and ask if they're okay? Wait, what? And he'd gone. How exactly did he want me to check on the people in the showers? I had no idea. I went down to the men's changing rooms, I stuck my head around the corner, and of course, there was an entire men's football team showering naked. I then, with my immense social skills, go, excuse me, and some guy turns around like, what? And I say, I was sent to see if the water was cold, because I was told that the water might not be hot, so I'm just asking if it's okay. The entire room turns around to see a guy standing in the doorway, fully clothed, staring at them, holding a phone. And I just go, okay, just checking, thanks. And I ran to the other side of the building. What did that guy expect me to ask them? I think, right, okay, I need somewhere to hide. The cafeteria. I will happily stand in a corner washing dishes for the next 5 hours. I find the door that I think leads into the room. I try to open it. It's not budging. I decide to throw my entire weight against the door just in case it's stuck for some reason. When I hear the absolute biggest calamity of smashing ceramic I have ever heard. It turns out the trolley containing the entire day's worth of clean dishes was propped against the door to get out of the way, and I had emptied the entire thing onto the floor. I start hearing shouting and screaming coming from the kitchen, so you know what I did? I just left. I power walked out of the building, got on a bus, went home. I didn't say goodbye, I didn't even hand in my uniform, and you know what? No one asked. I never heard from them ever again. And that was my week of work experience. Thank you, government, for such a valuable use of my time that taught me so much about the world. So what's the moral of this story? I'm sure there's something I can say about responsibility or motivation. Don't leave filling out forms until the morning they're supposed to be handed in. Leisure centres are kind of boring but an okay place to work. And don't stare at people in the shower. The reason Nationwide have asked YouTubers to come onto this channel and make videos about first-time experiences is because they have set up something called the Flex One Current Account, which is a new account designed for 11 to 17-year-olds to introduce them to the world of money. As someone who wasn't taught anything about money by my parents or by my school and was basically thrown into the real world like, I have no idea what I'm doing, I genuinely think that this is a great idea as it comes with guides to help you understand the world of finance, games, videos like this one, and even gets you 25% off cinemas for you and a friend for 12 months. If you want to check it out, all of the information is down in the description and you can see more videos on this channel of other YouTubers' first-time experiences. And I guess I just want to say, if you are a young person that has a while before they get into the real world, enjoy the lack of responsibility while it lasts.